Imagine yourself drifting, visiting Venice's most beautiful canals, having an oh so delicious gelato under the hot Italian sun, and elbow to elbow with tens of thousands of other tourists. Sound like fun? Well, maybe for some, but not for me. Stick around because by the end of this video, you're going to know how to make your vacation to the hot, crowded Venice in the summer your trip of a lifetime. All right, so let's go ahead and hit that subscribe button and get started.
Stay tuned.
Ciao, I'm Rick.
And I'm Andrea, and we live in Italy, actually not too far from Venice at all, and we love to visit this incredible city often. And for this reason, we like to share our knowledge with you, so you can too have the perfect Italian holiday.
Whoa, that sounds like a perfect way to get started.
I'm sure. So let's begin our video about visiting Venice in the summer by talking about the weather and the temperatures. In general, the weather in Venice in the summer is quite hot and it can be pretty humid. In particular, in June, summer is just beginning and the weather is warm but not too extreme. Average temperature in June ranges from 17 Celsius to 26 Celsius, or about 63 Fahrenheit to 79. Rain is moderate with about 60 millimeter or 2.3 inches spread over a few rainy days. Days are long and you'll enjoy plenty of sunshine, perfect for gondola rides and walking tours. Moving on to July, this is one of the hottest months in Venice. You can expect daytime high of about 29 Celsius or 84 Fahrenheit and nighttime lows of 20 Celsius or 68 Fahrenheit. Rain is still relatively low, around 60 or 70 millimeter or 2.4 2.8 inches, but sudden thunderstorms are very possible. Now, a big problem is humidity. In the middle of summer in Venice, it can get sticky because of its proximity to the Adriatic Sea and makes this feel way more intense and humid. Let's talk about August. That's peak of summer and also peak of tourism season. Temperature remains high, 21 Celsius to 35, or about 70 to 95 Fahrenheit. Rainfall is similar to July, around 70 millimeters or 2.8 inches. Often it's quick shower or storm. It can feel quite muggy and crowds can make it even more noticeable. By September, especially toward the end of the month, things start to cool down and calm down. Average temperature range from 16 Celsius to 24 or 61 to 75 Fahrenheit. Rain increases a little bit, but up to 70 to 80 millimeter or around 2.8 or 3.1 inches. September, especially toward the end of the month, it's a great month to visit with fewer crowds, milder temperature, and beautiful sunset over the canals. So if you have the time, go in September.
Right. So now that you know the temperatures and that humidity can spike fast, how do you get through the hordes of people and still squeeze every drop of magic that Venice has to offer? Well, Venice is really busy in the summer. In fact, in June, July, and August, they're the busiest months. And during the summer months in Venice, like I said before, they're going to have a lot of visitors staying in the city. But they also have a lot of cruise passengers. And for this reason, you do need to be a little strategic when planning your visit. So, how do you make the best of your trip to Venice in the summer while beating the crowds? Well, first, you should wake up early before everyone else. Start exploring the city, at the crack of dawn. By doing so, you'll beat the crowds and you'll also be able to walk around the city and enjoy it with much milder temperatures. Second, keep the museums and the churches for the late mornings and early afternoons when the temperatures are highest. Doing so will allow you to spend the hottest hours inside with the air conditioning away from the heat.
Absolutely.
Now, if you visit Venice in the summer, it is so important that you book your attractions and experiences in advance. The best way to do this is by booking skip the line tickets, especially for the most popular spots like the Doge Palace and St. Mark's Basilica. If you don't, and this is especially true in the summer, you're likely going to waste half of your day waiting in a long line under the hot sun, and I don't have the patience for it, and probably neither do you. Now, for skip the line tickets in Venice, we love Get Your Guide. Their platform is very easy to use on both the computer and on your phone, and they offer incredible varieties of experiences that you can pick from. Actually, you can plan all of your experiences in one place. But here's probably the most important reason why we use it. Get Your Guide lets you cancel or reschedule your tickets up to 24 hours prior to your visit in case things change. And should you experience any issues with your experience at any time, you can easily just chat with them online. They're real humans and they actually want to help.
Yeah,
And speaking of which, if you will be visiting the Doge Palace, you can scan this QR code or check the link in the description to book your Skip the Line tickets, which will also include a visit to St. Mark's Basilica. All right, so by now you'll know about all of the crowds, so I'm going to let you in on a little secret where the real locals hang out when St. Mark's gets too packed.
that brings us to our next tip, and that's to visit some lesser touristy areas, like the Cannaregio district, where you can visit the Venice oldest Jewish ghetto and some incredible canals with much less people around. You can also take guided tours and experience in the area that is quite informative.
Mhm.
And we did it once and it was actually lots of fun.
Mhm.
Lastly, since it's probably going to be hot, you should also note that true Venetian magic happened after sunset. That's why we suggest exploring the city in the evening at night when temperatures are cooler and most cruise passengers have
Have
left.
left.
And with the lights on, the city becomes very romantic. You will be very happy you did. So keep in mind.
Okay, so moving on to our next topic about visiting Venice in the summer, and we should talk about your accommodations. So, on your trip to Venice, you'll need a comfy place to crash, right? No matter what time of the year. So, here's how to lock in your perfect summer stay. So, summer, as we said, is peak season in Venice, and for this reason, hotel prices are going to be at their highest. So, to save money on hotels, the best thing to do is book.
Way in advance.
Yes.
The
In fact,
sooner the better.
Mhm. Also, book hotels that offer free cancellation. That way, if your plans change or if you find a better place or a cheaper place, you can rebook without any hassles. Another tip that's going to save you some money is to book hotels that offer free breakfast. That way, you can load up and then have something small for lunch.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, if you do want some more tips about visiting Venice on a budget, we made an entire video about it up here. Do check it out. Your pocketbook will thank you for it.
Absolutely. Lastly, this is a very important thing to consider when booking hotel in Venice in the summer. Make sure the hotel has air conditioning and the air conditioning is on, because if it doesn't, you won't be able to sleep.
No, that's absolutely true.
Absolutely. So let's explore another tip about visiting Venice in the summer, and we talk about what to pack for your trip. When you pack for Venice in the summer, you need to bring light, breathable clothes. You might need a very light jacket or a sweater for the night in case it gets windy or stormy, but most of the time you will not need it. Make sure to pack clothes that covers your shoulders and your knees, because most of the churches you will need to have those covered in order to get in. Very important, bring some very comfortable walking shoes that are well broken in, because you will be walking a lot in Venice. Please do not wear sandals or flip-flops, because most of the streets in Venice are old and uneven, and you risk tripping and falling. Also, you will have to climb stairs up and down some of the 435 bridges in Venice. For this reason, flip-flops are not recommended at all. Remember to pack sunscreen and apply it often. You will spend a lot of time walking around in the sun and you will need protection. Also, for the same reason, wear a hat to protect your head. Also, bring some bug spray because at night you might need it, especially if you're like Rick, who attracts mosquito all year round.
It's true. Even in the snow, they find me.
Lastly, remember that Venice you might need to walk around with your bag to reach your hotel. Sometimes you will need to carry your bag up or downstairs to cross bridges. For this reason, we suggest you to pack light when visiting Venice. You don't need a lot of clothes and anyways in the summer, so just remember this. But if you do have a lot of clothes or bags, like maybe you're traveling around Italy for a little extended amount of time, we suggest you to leave your bag that you don't need at a depot at a train station and bring a small bag or a backpack that has only the necessity for your stay in Venice.
That
And
is
yeah,
really good advice. Probably the best one in this video. Now, for the last segment of this video, I'm going to bulletproof your trip to Venice with a few last minute pro tips for traveling in the summer. If you're visiting in August, some local businesses are probably going to be closed on August 15th. And that's because that August 15th is one of Italy's most important holidays. It is called Ferragosto. Some museums and attractions will be closed as well, so just be aware. Secondly, stay hydrated. Bring a reusable bottle for water and refill it at any one of the fountains all around. It's free, clean, and perfectly safe to drink. Now, when there are huge crowds around, be aware there may be pickpockets or scammers. If someone offers you a free rose or a free bracelet, just put your hands in your pocket, say no thank you, and move on. Because you know what? Nothing in life is free. And as we mentioned before in our Venice videos, consider buying a Vaporetto pass. The Vaporetto is the Venetian equivalent of a public yacht. When you buy that pass, you can ride the Vaporetto as many times as you like and visit the stunning islands of Murano and Burano. And of course, buying the pass is cheaper and way more convenient than paying for several single ride tickets over your stay.
absolutely.
And there you have it, your complete summer survival kit for Venice. We hope you enjoyed our video and learned something about visiting Venice in the summer.
If you did learn something, consider subscribing to our channel and giving us some thumbs up. This means a lot to us and helps our channel to grow. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching and we'll see you on our next video. Ciao!